Hey, folks. I am just finishing up one little comment that I wanted to add before I get ready to do this. I cut that down to the wire, didn't I? So here is today's. Before we get into today's and all that kind of stuff that we normally do, be sure to put where you're from and city, country, city, state, etc. All that kind of stuff. Also, I had asked some of my super mega ultimate righteous fans, Smurfs. I've asked them to come in, and Roxanne was kind enough to join. Hey, Roxanne, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. It's kind of fun because I think this might be a right on topic with what you're looking to do anyway. With we were just talking about Streamyard, so let's
Yeah,
yeah. So this might even apply and be pretty cool to it. So yeah, let's see. We have Jollins out there in the audience. Good to see you, Andrew. The hermit has arrived. Hermit from a hermitage. That's right. So yes, and don't forget to if you're not already a member, be sure to sign up to Tinker with Tech. You can join by clicking down below in this YouTube video that you're watching right here. You can join membership right on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So I got all that out of the way. Now let's have some fun and talk about some stuff. And this isn't going to be a long one today, but I wanted to. This is kind of the way I titled the thumbnail as well. Late, need to add someone, more important than adding someone. So, for example, like a live show today, or if you do Zoom meetings or something like that, this is something I shared with the community a while back. So I'm sharing it today in a live show to tell you that there are options out there if you can't make it. So you do have some options for people to start these for you or even run them for you, etc. But they have to have specific controls and you have to have some specific settings set up to do that. So I'm just giving you the zoom.us. Anybody that doesn't know what that is by now, you probably are a hermit, Andrew. and and then and then I'm going to show you StreamYard, which is more of going live, but which is super kind of cool. And just kind of go over with you that you can set someone up to do these things, but I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to present and go over that kind of stuff. So if anybody has any comments uh, in the comments, feel free to do so, just like Richard has done here. He says, "Hey, Michael and Roxanne, I'm from the low country of Southern California, the proper place and time." There you go. He's got to talk about his time zones. I get it, dude. I get it. So basically have someone host your meeting. Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at here with what I'm going to screen share and show with you guys. So let me go ahead and present this. I'm going to, I might pull things off screen just so it's not showing something. Here we go. Let's get right into it. So pull this up. And Roxanne, feel free to ask any questions as I'm going along because I don't at all mean this to be just me. So
okay.
when you go into your Zoom and you're in your Zoom online, you can just see it. It's zoom.us up at the top there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I think you can. So let's see. No, you probably won't be able to. So it's zoom.us/profile. The key is most people are in meetings and webinars or whatever section, or even they're in the settings section, which is over here on the left-hand side. You want to be under profile because you can give someone a key. It's called a host key that you can give on your account. Okay, so this is on your account. You can't do it with individual meetings. You can do it with individual meetings, but they have to be a member of your team. And if you don't pay for membership, where you have not blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, but this is a way to kind of allow someone that you absolutely trust. I do have to emphasize that. And you're going to see me scroll down. I'm going to scroll down to this section, and I'm not going to go too far because I don't want to give away personal information. But when you get down here, it says host key, and you can hit this little eyeball, and it'll show you what the host key is. I'm not going to go any further down than that because there's other stuff on there that I don't want you to see. Once you get this 6-digit number, you can give it to someone. So when you do that, so for example, if I'm in and I give that host key to someone, you would have to have no waiting room. They have to be able to come into your meeting. Once they come into your meeting, they're going to see down at the bottom, everybody does, who the participants are. They would click on the participants. And when they click on the participants, down the bottom right, it says enter host key. So they could essentially be a host until the host gets there. This is awesome, amazing. I've been doing this with Andrew for a long time. I know Andrew's in the audience, and it's fantastic. So, yeah, there you go. And LOL, I was Zooming before, that's for sure. And then I said, I thought you said back always you would really need to trust the person like Heather and you. That's true, because they can really mess up your account. That is very true. They can start your meeting and get a meeting going and everything, but anything they can do, they can't do anything in the back. They can't do anything in the back end. They can just start this meeting. And yes, it does. If you're live streaming to a channel, yes, you want to be cautious of that if you're doing that. If it's just a Zoom meeting and they're just doing a Zoom meeting for you, they can damage that day's worth of stuff. But even if they start a recording or do whatever, they would be recording on their account, and then they would have to get that back to you. So it's sort of can be a bad thing to a certain extent. And then Andrew says, yes, if you won't give them your credit card, do not give them your host key. Yeah. I mean, you really do want to trust people, but there are limitations to what that person can do, because they're basically, all they're doing is going into this particular meeting. They can't go in to see any of your settings. They can't go in and edit your account. They can't do anything with your account. All they're doing basically is taking over this Zoom meeting, and now it becomes theirs. So whatever they do, they're damaging their own. And then they would, like I said, if they hit record, it records to that, and it stays with that person, whoever started the recording. So I don't know. Am I kind of clear on that or not? Or
you did say that it was paid Zoom.
Mine is a paid Zoom account. Yes. So mine is a paid Zoom account where I have that I pay annually. That's the way I choose to do that. But anybody can come in and be the host as long as I've given that 6-digit number. So
okay.
If Andrew, now his capabilities will be limited by what his account type is. So if he cannot record on a free account, then he would not get a record button, et cetera, et cetera. That's a good question. That's a good point too. Because, but at least they can get your show up and running, started, all that kind of stuff, and keep it going. They could do all that because they have full host control. So it's a host key, as if you're hosting it. So, which is good. I think that's great. I think it's a good thing. So yeah, if you need that. Now I'm going to show you a different method, and I'm going to have to adjust my screen share so I don't give away anybody's emails and stuff. So it's going to be a half screen, but that's okay. We'll go with a half screen. So this is StreamYard. Oh, never mind. I guess it shows the whole page. It doesn't do the half. I will take that back off then. Let me just remove that. Did not mean for that to go out there with everybody's email, but I have members, and you can add members. So I put members, and Roxanne, you're actually a member of StreamYard. And what does that mean exactly? Here, I'll go to this page because I can share this one. Didn't know that was going to do that. Sorry about that. If anybody has issue with that, I can erase this afterwards. So no problem. Here's the different levels of StreamYard that they give you on certain accounts. Keep in mind, this is with certain accounts too. Okay. So you'd have to see which account you have to see what your abilities are for each one of these. So this is kind of cool. Owners can create and delete a team. They can do everything an admin and a co-host can do. And down below, it goes into admins. Admins can manage a team by inviting members and assigning roles in addition to hosting streams. That's a really cool one. I mean, that's really cool. When you make somebody an admin, that's a big deal. That lets them now host streams. Again, as Richard mentioned earlier in his comment, this becomes really important. Make sure you trust that person, because this one they can record to your account and to your places, etc., and that kind of stuff. So this one is really important that the admin. I have you guys, Roxanne, you and Mark, and I think Jal, and I have 3 with the plan that I have. I have actually 3 co-hosts that I can use, which is super cool. So co-hosts can help you produce your show. They can create, upload anything in the studio. They can add graphics and guests into your show. What they can't do basically is this up here is assigning roles and inviting members in addition to hosting streams. But they do not have access to any of the billing or cannot create, delete, any of that kind of stuff. That has to be an owner. I see Jolin has a comment out here. I use this feature where a Wednesday virtual Zoom jam can't always make it. Our friend Don in Wisconsin can start and host their jam session. Perfect. That's exactly a good use case of that. If you can't be there or you're running late, you have someone that can get in there and start doing that. So it's kind of cool. But down here, it has a whole chart of what these roles, the detail of each role. So, I mean, it's kind of cool, all the stuff that you can do. And then seats per plan. On the free plan, you get 2 free seats. That's, and if I'm not mistaken, that's you and someone else. It's not, I don't think that's, yes, that's you and someone else. So you only get 1 extra seat, so to speak. Basic, same thing. Professional, 4 seats. That's me plus the 3 people that I just showed you guys. And then growth, 10 seats, and premium, 10 seats. So it tells you right there on the plans. How about that? So it's cool. That's it. Go ahead. Absolutely.
Now,
fire away.
Would one of the seats be considered like the graph you showed? If you have any pictures to show, would that be 3 seats talking to someone?
No. Okay. No, all that is it has to do with hosts that are allowed to join. So like you and I are in here together on screen. Mm-hmm. That's what it's talking about. Not the like the image that's there. That doesn't take up a seat. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, like you could actually share your screen too, and I can share mine, and then I can bring those up as needed throughout the whole thing. Any guest can bring up their own screen share. So yes, a screen share does not count as a seat. Only the seats here that are human beings sitting right here are considered the seats. That's a good question though, because that can be confusing. I get it. That could be very confusing. So any of you that got here late and not sure what we're talking about, basically it's you're late and you can't make the meeting on time, but you have someone host your meeting for you. I've done this. I've showed this. We actually demoed it. Andrew and I actually demoed it with the Zoom meeting. He came in first in a meeting that we were talking with the community, which was kind of cool because he came in as the host and he maintains that host. That's one thing that's interesting too. And he maintains that host unless he relinquishes. Even if I get there late, I don't have hostability. He is the host. He relinquishes that hostability to me when I get there. Again, you want to make sure somebody you trust, you like, etc., and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually kind of cool. It's kind of neat. It's the same thing as if you leave a meeting. Oh my gosh, I have to leave. I'll be back possibly, but I need to leave. When you leave and you give that hostability, that gives them full hostability to that meeting. So that's the way that works. And then when you get back, you don't just get it back. They have to give it to you. So pretty cool. Let's see. Only if screenshots is allowed by the host. Yes, in StreamYard, I don't think the host can stop someone from They can't stop one from bringing a presentation in. They can share their screen. So what Richard's saying is only if the host allows it. That's not true in StreamYard. In StreamYard, Roxanne she can put down there anything she wanted. I'm the one that makes it go live though. She can't make it go live as far as I know. Now she might be able to as a host or an admin. And if she can, then I would, again, heed caution on who you're using for that, because they might bring something very inappropriate up that you might not want. So a valid point, Richard, a good point. And then if you're talking about guests can't bring anything. Oh, Guests don't do, guests that are coming on. Yeah. So if we had a guest on and they wanted to do a screen share or whatever, they could bring that up and the host or co-host can bring that on screen if that's what you're talking about. So yes, they can put them in here. And like Roxanne, if I'm not mistaken, we're in StreamYard right now. You can see the 3 little chips down below. You can see all that stuff. You can see everything, right? Yeah. So you can see my screen share sitting off to the side, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if Roxanne or our guest, if we had a guest on, were to pull in a screen share, she would see that as well. She would actually be able to put that on screen as well. She could do that. So she has like 8 little icons, and that's a whole StreamYard thing. I don't want to get into all the details of that, but so yes. So only if the screenshot's allowed by the host. So there's no allowing in StreamYard. Anyone can bring them on. And actually any host or co-host can push them up. Whereas Zoom, you can turn off screen sharing for everyone else. That is a difference. In Zoom, you can turn all screen sharing off and only allow people. So then, no, you wouldn't be able to screen share, only the host. And I'm not sure on co-hosts on that particular feature over there, but I would imagine that a co-host could, but a guest could not. Or anybody else that's in there in the Zoom. Let's say you have 25, 35, 45 people in the Zoom or whatever. Yeah, none of them would be able to if that's turned off by the host. StreamYard, you don't have that luxury of turning off that feature for a particular individual. Or there's not an option that says, hey, turn off screen sharing from everyone else, only allow the host or the admin or the co-host, etc. So yeah, so it can get confusing, but what's cool is somebody can come in and start your in those 2 instances, whether it's a Zoom meeting or a live stream that you're doing with StreamYard. I'm just speaking StreamYard. There's other streaming services out there, but the cool thing is that you can, hey, I'm running late, will you go start this for me, the live stream, or will you start the meet for me? And yes, Richard, in your original one, if they're in StreamYard, they're streaming to your channel, not their channel. So yes, that you would have to trust that person. That's why they made that title admin versus co-host. Co-host can help you. Admin pretty much can run everything. So be real cautious who that is, because they may not know the rules of where you're live streaming and what you're live streaming. So all valid points. Andrew says also remember to generate a new host key to keep others from using old keys that you are allowed. Yes, that's a valid point as well, especially now he's talking about the Zoom. Yeah, with the Zoom he's talking about. And it's easy to do. You can edit the host key, just regenerate. I think you hit a button to regenerate and it just makes a whole new 6 numbers. So yes, absolutely. Now, I don't use this feature that often, and Andrew still has the one probably that I set up years ago. So if we're in a Zoom meeting, he can actually come in as a host as well because he has a host key. So it's kind of cool. It's neat and nice, and it's great because if someone is having issues, internet issues, or if something's going on or their dog's barking and they have to shut up, you can have somebody else do the host so they can still do the functionality of all the different stuff. You can always make somebody a co-host or a host in the middle of a meeting, but it's kind of nice if, oh my gosh, I got to go run for a little bit and I need to leave. You're going to get out of the meeting. So you need someone else to be the host. If they already have that key, then yeah, that's cool. Yep. And that was the only time I used it, I think. Yeah, it's true. He knows he can use it anytime he wants, so I trust Andrew. So, yeah, no, all good stuff. All right, we've had about 20 minutes. Anything else you can think of, Roxanne? Anything you can think of?
I'm just laughing because it's about my dog.
Oh, there you go. That's what Richard said. He says, dogs will probably bark at some point. That's true. That's very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get it. All right, we're going to go into the backstage pass. I'm going to talk with the community. If you're not a member already, please join. I would love you to join, which is right down here. There's a join button in this event. It'll be here afterward as well. Join. Yeah, there you go. You can do the thumbs up too. Yeah, absolutely. And Mike says, there you go. Like that smash button to show your support for the channel. Yep, I appreciate you. Thanks everybody for watching. as a community member, and you can see everyone that's out there watching today, you can see the little symbol next to their name, like Jolyn, Richard, and then Andrew. Everybody has a little symbol next to their name because it's all members today watching. That's excellent. But if you're rewatching and watching this in replay, please, we would love you to join the community. We do a daily tip every single day. Lots of stuff that we do, and there's a lot of stuff. There's daily tips, behind the scenes, expert help. You get next week. Hopefully, I think I have a guest scheduled. If everything works out, it should be awesome. And that guest, you can sit and chat with us. So that's the idea. That's what we're looking for. Love to have you become a member. Roxanne, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course. Anytime. I love, like I told her before, I said, it's better than just sitting here staring at a wall or something and trying. It's always good to have a little somebody to chat with, always. So you're always welcome. Thank you very much. We'll see you folks next time. Bye all. Take care. Bye.